guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to give an article titled, My Opinion, Most Men Aren't Husband Material. And guys, this article is, to no surprise, written by a woman, and she's pretty much here throughout this article trashing guys, saying that pretty much there aren't really many good guys out there. They're not boyfriend material, they're not husband material. And she goes and lists all these different reasons why this is so, in her opinion, of course. And what I find funny about this, guys, and you're going to see this as I go through this article here, pretty much every single thing she lists, the reasons why most guys aren't husband or boyfriend material, is the same exact things that women do, or a large majority do. Putting that, trying to be fair there. Okay, they're not all like this, but a lot are. Almost every single one. It's crazy, okay? And it's like, when these girls write these articles, it's like, do they actually really put some thought into this and realize they do the same thing? So on that basis, you got nothing to complain about. And a lot of times, the way guys are is a response to what they've been through. So, but anyhow, guys, I've talked enough about this. I'm going to jump right in this article. You're going to see more what I'm talking about here. So you'll get a good laugh out of this. So it starts off, most women I know do actually want a husband or a boyfriend, but finding that is easier said than done. After all, it's hard to have a great relationship when the vast majority of men aren't worth a damn. Listen to that. Does that pretty much say everything? A vast majority of men, in her view, aren't worth a damn? Now I want to know, who are these guys she's been going out with? Is it possible, just possible, being young, she's attracted to a certain type of guy? The bad boys, the Chads and Tyrones. And yeah, you could definitely see how a young gal would see that they're not worth a damn, because a lot of times, let's be honest here, they're not. But to label all guys that way, come on here. And at the end of the day, whose fault is it? It's hers or any other gal that is attracted to those types and keep trying to make them boyfriend material. She says, if you're about to scoff about this, consider the writing on the wall. Number one, the fact that having a side chick is so widespread is a major problem. Our generation simply has a massive gap when it comes to infidelity. Guys see having two girls like a status symbol. On the other hand, if girls do it, we're promiscuous. The truth is that men who would have a side chick deserve no chick at all. Well, call me crazy, but the last time I checked, there isn't one woman out there who is single or in a relationship, or married for that matter, that is above average looks, that doesn't have at least one, what they call a male orbiter. A guy that they could text, call, whatever, send a smoke signal, whatever, and that guy, boom, he'll be there no matter what, to talk to her, to take her out, to buy her drinks, whatever, in the hopes that if he shows how much of a nice guy he is, or woos her, he'll have a chance with her. She'll break up with that bad guy she's with and give him a chance, which she usually doesn't. And one is bare minimum. Usually they have multiple ones. So the idea that if guys do this, we're the bad guys here, come on, girls do it too. And not to mention, since it's more and more common now for women to have rotations where they have multiple side guys. So the guys, we're the bad guys because we have rotations or date a few different women but are honest about it. What gives? Bullshit, okay? Number two, guys, listen to this. Guys have gotten increasingly demanding with looks. It's all too common to hear guys bemoan how they can't get a hot girl while they themselves bring little in terms of looks to the table. The fact that men, who often look like troll dolls with pot bellies, will demand to have a solid dime is hypocrisy at its finest. They should learn to be more open-minded about looks. After all, most girls I've met will not give a not-so-hot guy a shot if his personality is good. Okay, few things here. Number one, as if it isn't obvious already, when it comes to guys, looks are the number one thing. She could be the coolest girl in the world. I mean, sincerely cool. Loyal, intelligent, fun to be around, good personality, supportive, all these good quality things that you would want in a girlfriend. But simply, if she does not do it in the looks department for that guy, she doesn't meet the bare minimum standards, there's no chance. And so many women do not understand this. And they label men as being shallow or superficial because we're just not into them. It's simply we're not attracted to that type. And it's the same way as if you could have a guy that he could be very good looking, in great shape, and have a lot of good qualities. But if he has no confidence, if he is more in touch with his feminine side, so to speak, even though he made the looks, body, a lot of traits, it'll turn a lot of women off, and they won't give him the time of day. So women complaining about guys, about how looks are so important to us and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, then how about that guy? Well, probably because he doesn't have a whole lot of confidence in her opinion, or other some stupid thing. But also this, guys, she says we're demanding about looks. Well, I mean, how many things are women demanding about with guys? I mean, let's be honest here. Got to be 6 feet tall. Got to make 6 figures. Got to have a 6-pack. Got to have 6+ inches down there. Oh, and maybe a master's degree or a PhD if it isn't asking too much. Travel the world. Well-cultured. Plays a musical instrument. And on and on and on. Oh, yeah, and has a boat. And has a Ferrari. And anything else here. So, come on here. Next one. Says here, statistically, women are more likely to be employed than men. Last time I checked, you don't have a whole bunch of guys walking around out there with no jobs, and it's the ladies all working here, okay? Yes, you're going to have some guys that don't have jobs, and you're going to have women that aren't going to have jobs. But this whole idea that all the guys are sitting around all day watching daytime television or playing video games, and the girls are working, it's a bunch of nonsense. She says, this means that some guys can't even put food on the table. Traditionally, that's their job. Listen to that. Traditionally, that's their job. Well, aren't we in today's world where equality, everything's supposed to be equal? Well, so that goes out the door. While that could suggest more stay-at-home dads, statistics show that women still will also end up doing most of the work around the house too. So why would anyone marry someone who's basically unable or unwilling to contribute to anything? If he's not working or not homemaking, he's not worth it. What a load of crap again about the whole he doesn't have a job thing. Again, I'm trying to connect the dots here, and I'm seeing the guys that she obviously has been dating and trying to make into boyfriend or husband material are the Chad and Tyrones. Again, they have rotations of girls. They a lot of them don't have jobs, right? I mean, come on here. Amongst many other things. Next one, she says, rudeness is at an unprecedented level. Sounds like a Chad and Tyrone. She says it's true, and if you don't believe it, just go on OkCupid and talk to some men. Generally speaking, men who are fine with being rude to women before a date even starts aren't worth dating, marrying, or even speaking to. And yet, she's probably gone out with those guys because instead of the normal guys actually trying to have a friendly conversation, she probably thought those guys were boring, weren't a challenge, so she went out with the guys that were actually kind of a jerk to her. Obviously, she's choosing the same guys over and over again, right? So, is any wonder that she's had bad experiences? But, of course, to make herself feel better, she's got to label the vast majority of guys are this way. That's bullshit. Most guys are good guys. They really are. And the bad boys, some are just born that way, and then they don't give a crap, and that's that. Or some were made that way because of the bad treatment they had throughout their lives for women they've gone out with. Another one, number 6. Our generation is plagued with the way that we're always looking to trade up. You got to be kidding me. If she's going to complain that guys are always trying to trade up for a hotter girl, well, how about how many women are willing to trade up for a guy that has more status, makes more money, has more resources, is taller, and so on and so on. Okay? I mean, I'm not saying guys don't do this either in different ways, but don't just act like that women don't do that. Come on here. She says, we trade up jobs all the time. We trade up our iPhones, our furniture, and at times, even our friends. Sadly, our generation also tends to take this attitude with significant others. While this isn't always a common sentiment, it happens frequently enough that certain guys just don't realize what they had until they are old, alone, and traded out. Oh, okay, so you're telling me that women don't do this too? That women won't, like I said in the beginning, trade a guy, and then, she says right here that they're not going to realize it until they're alone and old and traded out. Well, you can say the same thing about women today. They're not going to realize this until they're alone with wrinkles and they're home with their cat. Okay, that they passed up plenty of great guys and opportunities because they were so picky. And let's be honest, they were conditioned and entitled to do so. Number 7. too many men out there have a major Peter Pan complex. She says, too many guys out there expect their parents to take care of them forever. When they're out of the house, then they expect their girlfriends to take them out and take care of them. Unless you have a serious Florence Nightingale syndrome at work, it's pretty obvious why these guys aren't good boyfriend material. Again, who are these guys that she's been going out with? A lot of times these guys don't have jobs. But yeah, interesting, these girls go for them. It's really interesting. These guys know how to push their buttons in a certain way that even if they don't have a job, they live at home, their parents pay the bills and all that, they still act and push the girls' buttons in a way that they're attracted to them. Meanwhile, you could have guys that have jobs, make good money, take care of themselves, have resources, don't talk rude to them, all these things, and they won't give them the time of day. Right? Next one. Listen to this. Number 8. The nice guy complex is strong with too many guys out there. She says, they're so nice until you say no. Then they shriek in anger, call you a friend-zoning B-word, and can't get it why you won't give nice guys like them a chance. Next. So now she's attacking nice guys. Now don't get me wrong. There are guys out there that if a girl is interested in them, they lose their shit. And they start insulting them and all that. And in my opinion, that's not cool for multiple reasons. It's not cool to do that because, number one, then you're acting like a little crybaby. So don't do that. Guys, not every girl is going to be into you. For those of you that date and all that, okay? The majority is, the majority, they're not going to be attracted to you. You're just not their type. Don't take it personally. Not every girl that crosses your path is your type either. So don't go throwing a hissy fit and cursing at him and all that. That's stupid. You sound like a bitch. And you only reinforce why she wasn't interested in you to begin with. But number 2, you don't want to do that because nowadays all she has to do is make a complaint to the police or somebody else because, look, this guy's texting me insulting terms, and that's not going to end very well for you, especially in today's world. Just keep that in mind. Number 9, they're insecure. For all the stuff so many men demand, millennial men tend to be exceptionally insecure. This just tends to open up an entire can of worms, ranging from SLUT shaming to passive-aggressive behavior. Do women need this in their lives? Absolutely not. So are you telling me that all women are secure? There are plenty of insecure women out there. In fact, I have yet to ever meet a woman that wasn't insecure about something. And actually, the more beautiful they are, typically the more insecure they really are. Okay? And they got to do things to constantly get attention and to reinforce, to make themselves feel better with themselves. What I've told you guys about attention and validation for women, it's like a drug. It's the way a plant needs sunlight and water. Women need attention and validation. And it doesn't stop when they get to be 30s, 40s, or get married. It goes on to they're old. No joke. Number 10. Some straight up just lose interest in a relationship. Oh, because women never do that either? She says, some guys feel that the only loss to be had is by getting into a relationship. They feel like women only want their money or feel like there's more to be had than just keeping it at booty calls with multiple women. They don't want families, nor do they care about anything other than themselves. It's sad, it's creepy, and it tells volumes about the current state of how many men out there think. One can only wonder how will that work out for them 30 years from now. Again, we got a thunderstorm coming in if you can hear the thunder. I'll try to wrap this thing up quick. How many women out there aren't interested in relationships either? Especially in their 20s. They're having fun riding the carousel, being Carrie Bradshaw, like Sex and the City, being career women and all that. And one could say, hey, what's going to happen in decades from now when you're past your prime and you pass up all those opportunities of good guys, right? But you know what? There are a lot of guys that simply don't want relationships. There's nothing wrong with that, especially in today's world of how things go. Many guys are waking up to realize they're not what they cracked up to be, especially marriage or a mini marriage when you move in with your girlfriend. A lot of guys are realizing it's not exactly what it's cracked up to be, which I do warn you guys about. Number 11, listen to this one. Men are way too entitled. Call me crazy, but I think another gender is way more entitled than men supposedly are. She says, we have to dodge guys who feel entitled to sex. We have to deal with men who think they deserve a supermodel when they have faces that look like feet. That's actually pretty funny. We have to deal with guys who call us shallow when we reject them for not even having a job or going for them. F that noise. Let me tell you something. if there is ever a time when women are more entitled than ever, it's now. An environment where you have the feminist movement for 4 decades pretty much pounding it into the female population's heads that you're entitled to everything, that you're worth it. What do you expect? Not to mention it's all shown all the time through television, movies, music, you name it, right? And of course all the attention and validation they get on social media and dating apps, but that's a guy's fault. So like I told you guys before, don't do that crap. It wraps up saying, with the winners in the current dating pool, who can blame girls for staying single? Well, anyhow, that is it for the article, guys. But as you can see, all these things she's complaining about, I got a shot here because this thunderstorm is coming in. But all these things she's complaining about, guess what? Women do them too, all the time. So you don't have to be happy about it, but don't make us out to be the bad guys if you do a lot of the same things that we supposedly do. But, double standards are there all the time. But anyhow, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.